The dinner party was supposed to start at 6. By 5:30, Mom was in crisis mode, rearranging flowers and inspecting wine glasses. "Sarah, I need you to pass appetizers when people arrive. Carry the tray, smile, offer drinks." I was sitting on her couch with my daughter Emma in my arms. Emma was 18 months old and had been running a fever since morning. It started at 99 degrees. Now it was 102. "Mom, I need to take Emma home. Her fever is getting worse." "It's just a fever. Babies get fevers. Give her medicine and she'll be fine." I did. "It's not working. I think I need urgent care." Mom stopped fussing with the centerpiece. "Sarah, I have 12 people coming in 30 minutes. I need your help. Take her to the doctor tomorrow if she's still sick." "She's sick now. She's burning up." "Put a cold washcloth on her forehead." "She's fine. My friends are coming over, important people, and I need this evening to be perfect." Emma whimpered in my arms, her little body radiating heat. Her cheeks were flushed red, her eyes glazed. She'd barely eaten all day, hadn't wanted her bottle, just clung to me and cried. "Mom, I really think..." "Stop. I don't want to hear it. I've been planning this dinner for 3 weeks. You agreed to help. Now either help me or leave. But if you leave, don't bother coming back for a while. I'm tired of you always making everything about you and your problems." I felt something crack inside my chest. Emma wasn't a problem. She was a sick baby who needed medical attention. But Mom had a way of making you doubt yourself, making you feel selfish for having needs. "Just for an hour," Mom said, her voice softening into what she probably thought was reasonable. "Help me get through the dinner service, then you can leave. 1 hour. Surely you can manage that for your mother." Emma's fever felt like it was getting higher. I touched her forehead, and she was so hot it scared me. "Okay," I heard myself say. 1 hour. The guests started arriving at 6. Mom's book club friends, women wearing expensive jewelry. They cooed over Emma for 30 seconds before losing interest. "Sarah will put her down upstairs," Mom announced. "Sarah, guest room, then come help serve." I carried Emma upstairs. The room was cold, the air conditioning too high. Emma shivered despite her fever. I wrapped her in a blanket and laid her on the bed. "Mama will be right back," I whispered. She started crying when I walked toward the door, not her normal cry, but weak and pathetic. I went back downstairs. Mom handed me a tray of bruschetta. "Start with these, and smile." I circulated through the living room. Emma's crying got louder. One of the guests noticed. "Is that a baby crying?" Mom laughed. "Oh, Sarah's daughter is fussy tonight. Sarah, could you check on her? Quietly?" I went upstairs. Emma had thrown up on the blanket. Her fever had climbed even higher. I touched her. She was scorching, her little body shaking. This wasn't a normal fever. This was dangerous. I picked her up and brought her downstairs. Mom's face went tight when she saw me enter the dining room. "Sarah, what are you doing?" She threw up. "Her fever is really high. I need to take her to the hospital." "The hospital? Don't be ridiculous. It's just a stomach bug." "Mom, she's burning up. This isn't normal." "Sarah, stop embarrassing me." Mom's voice was low, controlled, but with an edge that could cut glass. "My guests don't want to hear about vomit and fevers. Take her back upstairs, clean her up, and let the adults finish their dinner." I stood there, holding my sick baby, while 12 women stared at me. Some looked sympathetic. Others looked annoyed, like I was ruining their evening with my sick child's needs. "I'm taking her to the emergency room," I said. "If you walk out that door, you're being incredibly selfish. I asked for one evening, one simple evening of help, and you can't even give me that. You always have to make everything a crisis." Emma was limp in my arms now, her crying reduced to weak whimpers. I looked at my mother, this woman who cared more about appearances than her own grandchild's health, and something broke free inside me. "I'm leaving." "Fine, leave, but don't expect me to forgive this. Don't expect to come crawling back when you need help with babysitting or money or anything else. You made your choice." I walked out. At the emergency room, they took Emma immediately. Her temperature was 104.7. She had a severe ear infection that had gone septic. They started IV antibiotics and admitted her overnight for observation. The ER doctor, an older woman with kind eyes, sat down with me at 2 in the morning while Emma slept hooked up to monitors. "You did the right thing bringing her in. Another few hours and this could have been much more serious. Fevers this high in babies can cause seizures, even brain damage. You got her here in time. I started crying then, all the fear and anger and guilt pouring out. I'd waited too long. I'd served appetizers and cleared plates while my baby got sicker. I'd let my mother convince me that her dinner party mattered more than my daughter's health. I should have brought her in earlier, I sobbed. You brought her when you needed to. That's what matters. But it did matter. Those 2 hours mattered. Emma could have had a seizure, could have suffered permanent damage, because I was too afraid to stand up to my mother. Emma recovered. The antibiotics worked, her fever broke, and we went home after 2 days. But something in me had changed. I saw clearly what I'd been too afraid to admit. My mother would never put anyone's needs above her own appearance, not mine, not her grandchild's, not anyone's. I didn't call her. She didn't call me. 3 weeks later, she sent a text. I'd assume you're done with your tantrum. Lunch at the club Saturday if you want to apologize. I blocked her number. That was 6 years ago. 6 years of birthdays and holidays without grandma. 6 years of Emma growing from a toddler to a 7-year-old who barely remembered her grandmother existed. 6 years of building a life where I didn't second-guess every decision because someone was telling me I was overdramatic. I remarried. Daniel was kind, steady, the opposite of my mother's chaos. We had another baby, Lucas, now 3. Emma excelled in school. Lucas was happy and healthy. We had friends, routines, peace. Then yesterday my aunt called. Your mother wants to see you. She's asking about the grandchildren. No. Sarah, she's 70 now. She's alone. Your father passed last year. She has no one. I'd gone to Dad's funeral, sat in the back, and left before the reception. I hadn't spoken to Mom. She made her choices. She's your mother, and she's getting older. Don't you think the children deserve to know their grandmother? The grandmother who called my sick baby embarrassing? Who told me I was selfish for taking her to the emergency room? People change. She's different now, softer. She talks about you and Emma constantly. She has pictures of Emma on her phone from your old Facebook page. She doesn't have pictures of Lucas because I blocked her everywhere. Please, Sarah, just think about it. She's asking to see them. Just a short visit. She's old and alone and sorry. Did she say she's sorry? Silence. She's implied it. That's not the same thing. But the conversation planted a seed. Not guilt. Exactly. More like curiosity. What did my mother want? What would she say after 6 years? I talked to Daniel that evening. He listened, then said what he always said. It's your decision. I'll support whatever you choose. But I won't let her hurt you or the kids. So I called my aunt back. 1 visit. Public place. 1 hour. She doesn't get their phone numbers or addresses. This is it. We met at a park the following Saturday. I brought Emma and Lucas. Mom was waiting on a bench, and I barely recognized her. She'd aged dramatically, thinner, grayer, smaller somehow. She stood when she saw us, her hands clasped in front of her, like she didn't know what to do with them. Sarah, her voice cracked. You came. 1 hour. That's what you get. She looked at Emma, who hung back behind me, suspicious of this stranger. You're so big now, so beautiful. You look just like your mother did at that age. Emma said nothing. She didn't know this woman, had no memories of her. Then Mom saw Lucas. Her eyes filled with tears. I have a grandson. I didn't know. No one told me. You would have known if you hadn't prioritized a dinner party over your grandchild's health 6 years ago. Sarah, she stopped, took a breath, seemed to steady herself. I was wrong. That night, I was so wrong. What night? I wanted her to say it, to actually acknowledge what she'd done. The dinner party. When Emma was sick, I should have helped you get her to the hospital. I should have canceled the whole thing. I was wrong. It was the first time in my life I'd heard her admit fault without qualifying it, without making excuses. She had a 104.7 fever, a septic ear infection. She was admitted for 2 days. The doctor said if I'd waited longer, she could have had seizures. Brain damage. Mom's face crumpled. I didn't know it was that serious. You didn't want to know. You cared more about what your friends thought than whether your grandchild was safe. I did. I was vain and selfish, and I lost 6 years with you because of it. I lost watching Emma grow up. I lost meeting Lucas. I lost everything that matters. Emma tugged on my sleeve. Mommy, can we go play on the swings? I nodded. Both kids ran off toward the playground. Mom watched them go, tears streaming down her face. I live alone now, she said quietly. The house is too big, too quiet. I see my friends sometimes, but they're not family. I thought I needed those people, needed their approval, but they weren't there when your father died. They weren't there when I got diagnosed with arthritis and couldn't open jars. They weren't there for anything real. I would have been there. If you let me. I know. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry I made you feel small. I'm sorry I prioritized the wrong things. I'm sorry I almost cost Emma her health. I'm sorry for all of it. I watched my children play. Emma was pushing Lucas on the swings, both of them laughing. They were happy, healthy, safe. I'd built that for them, by removing toxic influence from their lives. I don't know if I can let you back in, I said. I don't know if that's safe for them. You taught me that family can hurt you worse than strangers, that the people who should protect you will sacrifice you for appearances. I won't let my kids learn that. I understand. I wouldn't trust me either. Then why am I here? Because I wanted you to see that I know what I lost. I wanted to tell you that you were right and I was wrong. I wanted to say I'm sorry, even if it doesn't change anything. She wiped her eyes. And I wanted to see them, just once. To know they exist, that they're beautiful, and that you're a wonderful mother despite having such a terrible example. We sat in silence for a while, watching Emma and Lucas play. I'm not ready for visits, I finally said. I'm not ready to bring them to your house or have you come to mine, but maybe we could do this again, same park, same arrangement, once a month, and we'll see. Really? Hope flickered in her eyes. On conditions, you acknowledge what you did was wrong. You don't make excuses. You don't guilt trip me or them. You don't get to complain about being lonely or play the victim. And if you ever prioritize anything over their well-being, we're done. Forever. I accept. All of it. Thank you, Sarah. The hour ended. I called the kids back. Emma waved politely to the stranger on the bench. Lucas ignored her completely, more interested in the rocks he collected. As we walked to the car, Emma asked, "Is that really Grandma?" "Yes, she looks sad. She is sad." "Why?" "Because she made bad choices and lost the people she loved. And now she's trying to fix it, but some things can't be completely fixed. They just become different." Emma thought about this. Are we going to see her again? Maybe. Once a month, if she keeps being sorry. Okay. That evening, after the kids were in bed, Daniel asked how it went. She apologized. Actually apologized. Without excuses. How do you feel? I don't know. Angry still. But maybe less. She's old and alone because she chose appearances over people. That's her karma. But I'm not going to let my kids suffer from her mistakes or mine. So monthly park visits? For now, supervised, controlled, and if she slips back into her old patterns, we're gone. He nodded. You're doing the right thing. Whatever you decide is the right thing. I thought about Emma at 18 months, burning with fever while I served bruschetta. I thought about the ER doctor's words. Another few hours could have been much worse. I thought about 6 years of peace, of building a life without criticism and manipulation. My mother begged to see her grandchildren because she finally understood what she'd lost. But understanding didn't erase what she'd done. Apologies didn't rewind time. I'd give her 1 hour a month in a public park. Let her see them grow up from a distance. Let her know they existed, were loved, and were safe. But I'd never give her the power to hurt them the way she'd hurt me. Never let her teach them that appearances matter more than health, that social events trump safety, that family means tolerating abuse. She could be sorry from a distance, and maybe, over time, that distance would shrink. Or maybe it wouldn't. Either way, my children would grow up knowing they came first. Always.